Welcome everyone. Thank you for being here on our Transfer Tuesday mini-series. I'd like to quickly introduce Amy, Jordan, and myself to you. So Amy McKee is from UH Mānoa, Transfer Specialist for the KAE Program. Jordan Luton, who's a Leeward online counselor at Leeward as well. And I'm Laurie, one of the counselors at Leeward. We have a full agenda today, so I just want to get the ball rolling here. I did want to introduce our two speakers we're so fortunate to have today. We will be starting with our public health program, and Michelle Togorda will be starting, and then we'll transition to Solimar, who will share about the life sciences program at UH Mānoa. As we share, if you have questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat. We will get to them, and also the Q&A if you want to also put it in there anonymously. I'll go ahead and transition to Amy as she'll speak a little bit about our beautiful UH Mānoa.
Thanks, Laurie. So, welcome everybody, and we would like to say Walina Manoa. Just some quick facts about UH Mānoa. It was founded in 1907 and is our flagship campus in the UH system. We are considered a land, sea, space, and sun grant institution. We are highly ranked Research 1 institution, NCAA Division I school, and we are striving towards being a native Hawaiian place of learning. UH Mnoa offers over 100 bachelor's degrees for students to choose from. And so in this series, we like to just partner with some of our programs to share a little bit about the experience at Manoa. If you're thinking of transferring to UH Manoa within the next 1 to 2 years, we'd love for you to consider joining the KAE program. The KAE program is a partnership between UH Manoa and the community colleges, where students can receive proactive academic advising and other great benefits such as an application fee waiver, the option to take UH Manoa classes, and you get early registration when you start at Manoa. To be eligible to join the program, you do need to have at least 24 transferable credits, completed or in progress, at least a 2.0 GPA for our residents, and have at least one more semester remaining before you transfer to Manoa. I'll go ahead and drop our link into the chat so you can get some more information, but feel free to message me in the chat if you have more questions about the KAE program.
But Solimar, are you ready?
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Okay, yes. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay.
So for those of you who jumped in a little later, Solimar is from UH Mānoa, and she'll be representing the life sciences program. Here's Solimar.
Okay, I can get started now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm Solimar. I'm one of the undergraduate academic advisors for the College of Natural Sciences. So today we are going to talk about the School of Life Sciences. A little background on me. I'm also an alumni from CNS. And now I'm transitioning to working and helping our undergraduate students complete their degrees. I'm hired underneath the College of Natural Sciences. The School of Life Sciences actually has a few different departments in it. So we're a pretty large college here at UH Mānoa. So we are comprised of 5 different departments: Department of Chemistry, Physics and Astronomy, Information Computer Sciences, Department of Mathematics, and lastly, the School of Life Sciences, which we'll be talking about today. Over here on the left side, we have a picture of some of our student ambassadors. These are high achieving students who typically would host events, programs for our CNS students. They also do campus tours for our prospective, our incoming students. Right now, because of COVID, the tours have been, postponed until a further notice, but you all are welcome to still check out our YouTube video. We have a lot of our virtual tours of hidden behind the scenes of all of the departments that you can just see on YouTube. So what is the School of Life Sciences? Well, here, sorry, we have some pictures of Bilger Hall. This one is JABSUM, our medical facilities. Here we have the biomedical building. And then on the bottom left, we have our new School of Life Science building. So give you a little preview of what it looks like. So the School of Life Sciences is pretty new. It was resulted from a bunch of departments merging back in fall of 2019. So, life sciences consist of biology, botany, marine biology, microbiology, and molecular cell biology. Within these different degrees, we offer 8 different bachelor programs. So, either a Bachelor of Arts, similar to the public health, or the Bachelor of Sciences. So, we'll get a little bit more into what they are, but it is important to notice. I know a lot of people are interested in biochemistry, and biochemistry is not housed underneath the School of Life Sciences, it's actually underneath the Department of Chemistry. So the way that I guess as prospective students, if you already know of a particular major that you're interested in pursuing, we're all open admissions. So as long as you get accepted to UH Manoa, you declare your major on your application and you're in. But each degree has its own requirements. They have a lot of similarities, a lot of differences. So, for the sake of time today, I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty details of every single degree. If you know which degree you want to go into, please come see us. We can go and individualize your appointment for each and every one of you. Um, so, there are lots of majors within CNS, right? So, I just highlighted again the ones in the life sciences on the right side. So, if you're interested in biochemistry, yes, it's underneath the Department of Chem. Okay, next. So I wanted to take a second and show you all of the similarities with each of our majors. Again, there are 8 different degrees within life sciences. A lot of them, right, a lot of our degrees require Calculus 1, which these are courses that you could be taking while you're still at your community college. All of the bachelors of sciences, you see that they all require Calc 2. And for most of the degrees, that's a big difference. It's the math requirement, the Bachelor of Sciences, geared a little bit more heavier towards research. So they require Calc 1, Calc 2, and also a statistics course. Things like organic chemistry, I didn't include General Chemistry 1, the first year of General Chemistry, the 161, 162 sequence, but all of these degrees require the 1 year of General Chemistry minus the BA Botany plan. And the rest of them, as you imagine, are requiring at least up to OChem 1 with the lab, and then organic chemistry 2 is a requirement for our BS biology, BA biology, sorry, I forgot to check that one in, as well as micro and our MCB, that's the molecular cell biology degrees. Most of them require 2 semesters of physics minus the BA botany, and all of them require 1 year of the introductory biology course minus the botany plan. So you can kind of see how a lot of them, right? A lot of these classes that you have to take, you can take at the community college. And I wanted to highlight these ones because if you know you're going to come into the College of Natural Sciences, these are the classes that we look for first. So if you have not started taking a math class, and if you're not transferring to Manoa by the fall, maybe in another year, then figure out which courses you could still be adding into your plan. Um, that way, when you do get to Manoa, you could start taking your course specific things. A lot of the life sciences are heavy in course sequencing. So things like organic chemistry, I call it a gateway class because once you finish that course, it opens the doors to take a lot of your upper division electives. So that's why, as a transfer student, if you can take those courses and knock them out of the way before you get to Manoa, then once you get here, you can take all of the super fun courses like immunology and wildlife conservation, marine mammal biology that you would be taking at the university level. So, with so many different tracks, there are so many different things that you can do with a degree. It really depends on what you're interested in. So I'm only going to highlight a few today, hopefully to open your eyes to some. The first one, research scientist. So really within any of the majors within CNS, you can go into research, and in public health too. Physician. You can go to medical school with really any degree, as long as you add in the right prerequisites. I think biology is probably the number one most popular major for students who are interested in going to the medical school, because so many of those courses are already built into the biology plan. Um, you could also be a biochem major or even a chemistry major. Molecular cell biology major is actually a really good one because the MCB major focuses a little bit more heavier on the human aspects. So you get to take like a biology of cancer course, and you're required to take immunology. So students who are really interested in health could pick some of those degrees. But yeah, clinical scientist. Again, things like I added biochemistry in there, even though it's not in the School of Life Sciences. Biology, chemistry, microbiology, and molecular cell biology too. Teaching, education. I have a lot of students that do majors in CNS, and then as they're getting ready to graduate, they realize that they want to be teachers. And there is always a need for science teachers. So depending on which state you're wanting to become a teacher, then you just would follow up with what their accreditation status is. But yeah, you can go into teaching for this. Lab technician. So this could be in a research lab. You could work for an instructional lab. You could work for a clinical lab. Um, Here are some of the different ones. So really, a lot of these majors set you up for so many different areas. Um, yeah. Okay. Next one, ecologist. So our biology, our botany, and our marine biology, those ones give you a little bit more of a heavier background on ecology. Our marine bio students actually take a full year worth of ecology, but you can see where biology, botany, and marine bio, those elective lists kind of, they, you could take, as a bio major, you could take Introduction to GIS, which is like a mapping program, or you could take like biology of cancer, which I mentioned earlier, or immunology. So a lot of them are pretty broad. So within your elective list, you would pick courses that are most relevant to your degree plan. Horticulture. So our botany majors. So I included down here other jobs within botany too. So ecologist, which we kind of saw, agronomist, plant breeder, taxonomist, again, lab tech, and also researcher. And here we have some of the faculty members actually over at Lion Arboretum. They're working in the seed lab, working on different dormancies with types of seeds just for seeing which seed works the best and will produce the most plants. So, and as having so many native endemic plants here, there's a lot of really great research happening at the university. So there's always ways to get your hands dirty. Another one, zoologist. This is one of the zoologist alumni from Honolulu Zoo. Again, biology, marine biology, you can see where they may differ. Marine biologist. We offer a marine biology degree. Currently, right now, we only offer a Bachelor of Science in Marine Bio, but in the next upcoming years, there should also be a Bachelor of Arts. Other jobs within marine biology, field scientist, wildlife conservationist, aquatic animal behaviorist, outreach and education director. These typically could work at aquariums, zoos, nonprofit organizations, ichthyologists, that's people who study fish, and aquatic land manager, and so much more, right? I know there's so many different degrees, different jobs, sorry, that you could go into. So really, as an advisor, what we do is we make sure that you get your core courses, and then we start digging into why exactly did you pick this degree? How can we add in internships research into your required coursework. That way, you're supplementing the foundational knowledge, your biology courses that mostly, right, that all the School of Life Sciences need to take. And how do we specialize that to you? So I added this here. I'm sure all of you know it, but I just wanted to make sure that I touched base on it. How do you prepare to transfer to UH, right? So I put step one, meet with one of our advisors. I'm only one of a few of our advisors in our office, and we all have different student populations, so you might not be necessarily meeting with me. And if you know which degree you want to be majoring in at Manoa, then you could actually, all of you can use the what if journey on your star and you can toggle between the different campuses. And then it'll show you all of the degrees offered at the Mnoa campus. You can also do that with the the West Oahu campus as well. And then you would just pick your major of interest. You see that there's some double majors there, but I just wanted to highlight the biology ones. Um, so yeah, if you're still a few semesters away before transferring to the university, you can see what courses that you're taking right now, and it'll show you if those courses are in plan or not in plan, which is really helpful when you're picking the classes that you should be taking next semester. I tell students if you know you're going to transfer to Manoa, it's good practice just to meet with your advisor at least once a semester. Make sure the classes that you're enrolling in at your community college is great. A lot of the classes at Manoa sometimes are not offered every single semester. So if you can prepare that a semester before you come to Manoa, you could be saving yourself some time. And there is a UH transfer database that you could see what courses you could take in the future that'll transfer from any of the UH community colleges to Manoa. Step four, I should have made this one bolded and big and blinking. Remember those biology, those chemistry, and even those math courses you had to take? Our incoming students to CNS always have to take placement exams. So if you come to Manoa and you have not taken math or chemistry, we will make you take a placement exam. And it's again super heavy on course sequencing. So the later you push off your math, chem, and bio, the longer you would be extending your graduation date. Yeah. And new gen ed requirements. I meet with a lot of students who transfer from the CCs and they don't know, um, or maybe they do know, maybe they had an advisor that talked to them about some of the new gen eds that they might need to know. So within NatSci, we require all of our students who graduate to do up to 202 level in a single language. So that's about 2 years worth. So if you come to Manoa and you haven't taken any language, that's already 4 semesters of language that you have to do. So it's really important if you can start at the community college. That way you don't have to wait, spend the next 2 years before you graduate taking a language. That will help you out a lot. If you have experience in a language, you can do a placement exam once you come to Manoa. And then just remember it's up to 202. So if you're a native speaker in another language, then this language requirement would be waived. Focus requirements are something that are specific to the UH Manoa campus. They do transfer through the UH system. And students who transfer from non-UH schools typically get like a prorated rate, but since you all are coming from the UH system, you have to complete all of the focus requirements as a normal incoming freshman would to Manoa. So there are a few different ones. You have to do writing intensives. 2 of them have to be upper division. Anything that's upper division needs to come from the Manoa campus. We have to do an HAP, which is Hawaiian Asian Pacific Issues. And then again, anything that a 300 upper division level has to come from UH Manoa. I really want to touch on the WIs because when I meet with students, your first semester as a CNS student usually has 2 labs. So maybe you're doing like, let's say, a chemistry course and you're doing physics. That's already your organic chemistry is 5 credit hours, and then your physics is 4. So you're already at 9. And then with one class, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? You're already at full time. But I don't normally tell students to put more than 1 writing intensives in a semester because a lot of the CNS majors have to be juggling 2 labs per semester. So the coursework can get really heavy. And if you come as a transfer student and you haven't completed any writing intensives and you're trying to graduate in 4 semesters, that could be really stressful. So again, just since you all are here, just make note of that. And if you have any other questions about the focus requirements and how you can integrate those within your degrees, um, ask us. Let us know. So some of the focus requirements actually are included in required coursework for some of the majors. Commonly, biology, they only get one within their major, and it's their intro bio. And if you're not taking the biology course at UH Manoa, then you would need to complete all 5. But other degrees, like our marine biology track, get all of their focus requirements minus 1. So it depends on which degree you're going to be pursuing. So take out your pens, write a little star note, and make a note to ask your advisor if your degree gets a focus requirement. Yeah, so then I just kind of added it again. So tips for all transfer students, you should meet with your advisor before you register for your first semester. The sooner you meet with us, the better. We're really just here to get you up to speed. And as you imagine, there's so many different things to plan for with a new campus. As for opportunities, there are so many opportunities. Research, your professors usually all work in a research lab, and you can ask them, how can I get involved? There are internships that we offer in the summer too, depending on your major. So it it really is, it's hard to just generalize everything with life sciences. We have like a internship, for example, for our students who are interested in cancer research that will work with HPH over the summer, and they do cancer research there. We have students who will apply for internships that go work at HIMB, which is our Institute of Marine Biology over in Kaneohe Bay, and they can be doing coral reef research. You could be working with Lions Arboretum, working in the seed lab, right? Or you could be doing something a little bit more closer to home if you have an idea of an interest that you're an area that you're interested in. Just let us know and we'll tell you where to go from there. Join some clubs. Yeah, we love clubs. We want you to join clubs. We want you to get involved. Your program, your required coursework is just the foundation. It's just what we want you to know. But if you're seriously interested in a specific topic, then you have to go outside of the classroom and you have to supplement what you're learning in the classroom with these off-campus opportunities, whether by right applying for an internship or joining some clubs. This point right here, ooh, get to know your faculty. UH Manoa is a larger campus, but again, they know they know what areas that you should be getting into. These faculty members, some of them have been working for UH Manoa for 20 plus years, and they are well seasoned in their area of expertise. So if you find someone that is your cup of tea, go talk to them. They're a resource for you. If anyone got scared about our sequencing, we have plenty of tutoring resources. We have free resources. So um, we do require our transfer students to do 1 semester of mandatory advising. Um, and it hurts when I see that you are registered in organic chemistry, your first semester at Manoa, and you did not know that there was free tutoring until November or until October because you're already a month and a half into the semester. So just let us know. Okay. So Manoa, I'm sure you guys know, is all it's a larger school, so the class size can vary. Some of your upper division courses can be as small as 20 students, but our larger lecture halls, like for organic chemistry, do get up to 300 students. So it it can be easy to not feel connected sometimes in your first semester, and that's not we don't want you to not feel connected, but when you do come to the Manoa campus, you do have to put a foot forward and say, I'm going to go to tutoring, I'm going to go to office hours, or maybe I'm going to sit next to this person and I'm going to ask them what their name is. And just asking someone, hey, do you want to study after class today, or how did you do on the homework? What did you get for 20 for number 5 on the homework? Did you also get this value? Oh, you didn't. Can you show me what you did? Making an effort to connect with people can really enhance your experience at Manoa. So a lot of the classes, you'll have your lecture hall. So here's a picture of one of our famous lecture halls is Bilger 152. It's one of the largest ones. So this one can hold up to 250 students. This is just the front of the class. You will have your lectures, and then you'll have your labs. Your labs can be 2 to 3 hours long, and they're typically led by graduate students for those programs. So they're teaching assistants. They're either getting their master's or their PhD, and they will help you execute any lab experiments. And again, use those resources because they are free. I kind of touch up on this getting involved. We do have a bunch of NatSci related clubs. So the first one here, NSSA, is our Natural Sciences Student Ambassadors. You all are eligible. We're actually getting ready to look for student ambassadors for the next academic year. So if anyone wants to be an ambassador, you can always come talk to me. Gray Hats is for our computer science. They're actually like a hacking club. Chemistry club, microphiles. This is the microbiome club. Biology. We also have a few other, like we have a marine option program, which I know a lot of the UH community colleges have their own, but Manoa has their own marine option too. Other clubs, YMCA, Golden Key International Honor Society, Motorboard. We have things that are a little bit more relevant to your degree, so pre-vet, pre-med, HOSA. They also just recently started a pre-PA, so physician assistants too, and any other direct opportunities you can find on our NetSci, our SASE webpage. Yeah, research. So Amy highlighted this, right? We're an R1, so it's a top tier, high quality research institution. A lot of the research, a lot of students, how they get involved in research is by actually talking to their faculty members. Your professor may, again, be involved in a research topic that you're interested in, but they might not be. And even if you do talk to them and you say, hey, I want to work with this type of organism, then they say, oh, that's not me, but next door, that's what they do. You should talk to so and so. And that's really how they get started. So, but I cannot emphasize, you have to talk to your faculty member. If you don't talk to them, if you don't talk to your faculty, if you don't talk to your advisors, then we can't connect you. We can't connect you to what we know. And that's just the whole purpose of advising, to connect you with the things that you need. Um, we have over 9 different UH Manoa affiliated research facilities. So these research facilities are not necessarily located on the Manoa campus. Kewala Marine Lab is located over by Fort DeRussi Beach, by Point Panic, Kewalos, and they work on a lot of things like the bobtail squid and anthropogenic causes, right? Nutrient outputs into the ocean and stuff, as well as JABSOM, which is again our medical school. Some more research opportunities. We have a UROP program, so it's Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program. We don't require all of our students to do research. It's not a requirement for all of them, but if you're in the sciences and you want to dive a little bit deeper into the material that you're learning and get more of a hands-on application, like why are you learning? Why am I learning this? Research is definitely the way. So I encourage every student that comes through CNS to get involved in some type of research. Europe is a program that's open to all students within UH Manoa. So if you decide later you don't want to be in a major in that side, you could still do this. They provide funding for students for their research. So um, you could be one of these divers here and you could say, hey, I need a camera because I'm going to be taking pictures of coral growth patterns. Europe, if you apply for funding, they could pay for you to get that camera. They also will pay for you to do presentations. So if you do research and you want to go present your research at a conference, they'll pay for you for your conference registration, and they could also pay for you to go travel to Chicago if that's where your conference is. So it's really awesome. I mentioned the Marine Option Program. REU, there are a handful of different REU programs. There are two within NatSci, and I think in total at the Mnoa campus, I think we have like 5 or 6 different REU programs. REU are research experiences for undergraduates, and these are funded by the NSF, the National Science Foundations. So institutions around around the nation will apply for funding, and they will house between 10 and 12 undergraduate students, and they will work with faculty members within their college to execute a research project over a summer. It's about 8 weeks, and it is a paid internship. So again, they typically pay for your food, for your room and board, and then they give you a stipend. So they pay for you to eat, they pay for where you're going to live, and then they give you extra money on top of that to spend. So it's a really good opportunity. Through UH Manoa, there's an REU program for Pacific Islanders, and that branches out into maybe 5 different areas, and they work with some of our Native Hawaiian faculty members at UH Manoa. So it's a really good opportunity. And finally, we have INBRE, which is Biomedical Research Excellence. So INBRE is this program that's meant to really just get you involved in biomedical research if that's what you want to do. All you need is a 2.7 GPA and have completed your first semester of college, at least one semester. So all of you are eligible to apply for INBRE within your first semester, because you don't need to, it doesn't need to be first semester at Manoa. Embry partners with all UH campuses through if a faculty member at, let's say, Kapiolani Community College is doing type of biomedical research, they could also be listed as a research opportunity underneath Embry, as well as Hawaii Pacific University and, of course, UH Manoa. But if you're wanting to get into biomedical research, Embry has a database there for you to learn everything. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about NatSci. I know I didn't go too much in depth. I'm open to answering any specific questions. Oops. Any specific questions. I don't know what I'm doing here. Ah, sorry, everyone. I'm open to answer any questions that you have, major specific. Um,
Mahalo, Solimar. In the chat, we've just been talking about some of the resources you've been sharing, and I dropped some links for our students. So thank
okay,
you so
no.
much for sharing, and especially for emphasizing tutoring resources. Tutoring is so important, students. So be sure you're using your resources and check out those links that I dropped into the chat. And I do have a question for you, Solimar, to get things
Yeah.
kicked off. On these that chart that you shared with us, you mentioned that there's physics courses, and I remember seeing in the program sheets that students have the option to do either physics 151 and 152 or the 170 and 272. Can you talk
Correct.
about some of those differences and like why would students choose one group from the other?
Yes. So all of the BS degrees have to do 2 semesters of physics. Some of them, for instance, like biochemistry, don't get the option of choosing which track, but there's essentially 3 tracks. There's the 151, which is your algebra-based physics, your 170, which is your calculus-based physics, and then you would do the second semester of that. So really, when students have a little bit more of a stronger background in math, they like to take the higher physics because it is integrated with calculus, so it can make solving some of their equations a little bit more quicker. But if you are the person who struggles a little bit with math, then we would definitely opt for you to do the 151. Um, I mean, with if you're asking like why would I pick one over the other, there's unless you know of like a graduate program that requires you to have the calculus based physics, you absolutely don't need to. Med schools will take the algebra base, the lower base. Um, yeah, math is a tough subject for a lot of people. It's not, it doesn't, I say math is not like, it's sometimes you want it to be intuitive, but you really need to connect with someone because sometimes when you get stuck, you need a little bit of help So some of the free tutoring resources that we have are like the Learning Emporium, and that's our drop-in based tutoring, and that is for chemistry, math, physics, and ICS. And they post the tutor schedules online, and all you need to do is click on the Zoom link and go. That's it. You don't have to sign in or nothing. They just you'll go, you get connected to a tutor, and they break you out into breakout rooms, and that's how a way that you can meet other students who are in your physics class or your math class. Um, yeah, it's awesome. Um, but some of the majors, like biochemistry, have to take the calculus based physics. They don't get the option, and the physics majors, obviously.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining those differences for us.
Yeah.
Another question I get a lot from students is there's a new biological sciences track at UH West Oahu. So I'm not sure if you know about that track, and if you do, could you share with us some differences between the UH West Oahu program and UH Manoa program?
No, I haven't heard of it. So it was a biological science track.
Yeah, Jordan, have you heard of it? I haven't really gone into too much depth with it.
I don't know too much about it, to be honest with you. I only know about the tracks that are doable online.
Mm. Gotcha.
At West Oahu. Let's
Mhm.
Google it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we used to also offer a zoology degree, but then the
Mm.
zoology morphed into the biology. So with
Mm.
our bio majors, they have these two requirements. They have a morphology and biodiversity requirement, and they get 5 options of courses that they could take. It could be
Mm.
biology of invertebrates, biology of vertebrates, marine microbiology. They could also take an entomology class and a plant course. So the biology degree is really broad, so that way you can pick your area of interest. And then they also have a physiology requirement for our
Mm.
biology majors, and they could take advanced human anatomy and physiology, animal
Mm.
physiology,
Mm.
comparative physiology. Um, there's one other more that I'm missing. Oh, domestic animals, physiology of domestic animals. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So pretty broad.
Mm. Great. Thank you. Um, are there any other questions for Solimar? If so, feel free to add them into the chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep coming up with questions off the top of my head. Um,
Yeah, I'll put my information down at the bottom. And our
Solimar, can you talk a little bit about double majoring? Like, is that something students can do in the life sciences? And like, what are some popular combos you see if students are doing them?
yeah. If you're thinking about doing a multiple major, let us know at the
Mm.
if you're considering it, because
Mhm.
again, your sequencing, your course load with your math, your science requirements can get heavy. So it
Mm.
really depends on which major.
Mhm.
You cannot do a double major, like let's say in biology and marine biology. They're kind of the same thing.
Mm.
Yeah, and same goes for like biochemistry and chemistry, right? But you could be a
Mhm.
double major, a multiple major in biology and math.
Mm.
So if you are doing a multiple major, there's a rule that you cannot double dip. You cannot double dip.
Mhm.
So you cannot double dip unless it is a shared requirement. So meaning like you have to take calculus for marine bio, and you also have to take calculus for math. That's a shared
Mhm.
requirement. But if there's an elective that's a math course, it's a requirement for the math major, you can double dip that. So you kind of have to add it in. But yeah, Inez, Hawaiian Studies and Marine Biology, yeah, you could definitely do that. You could definitely be a multiple major in that. I think a lot of our pre-med students, I see pretty commonly they'll do biology and English. They'll do biology, psychology. I have a marine
Mm.
biology, chemistry major. I have a biochemistry, microbiology double major. She's also doing her math minor. She's so
Wow.
smart. Yeah. Um, I have a botany major who's doing computer science.
Mhm.
That's awesome. A lot of the biologies, a lot of any of the majors do their second degree in a language.
Mm.
Yeah. So they'll start with their up to their 202 and they're like, you know what? No, I'm just going to keep going. Or they'll add in a minor or certificate.
Mm.
Yeah. Oceanography and religion. So I'm actually not we don't have oceanography majors in CNS. The oceanography major equivalence is actually through SOEST, and they are the global environmental science major. So they have like a ocean track. So I'll put their information here
Mhm.
so that way you can look up to it. So, but we have a lot of students who start as marine biology, and then they teeter between marine bio as well as the GES major. If
Mm.
you're interested in biology, the marine biology is biology. The GES has a little bit heavier of on the physical science side, so you have to do up to Calc 3, you have to do your calculus-based physics. Um,
Mm.
yeah, but I'll add that link real quick.
Mm. And do you find that students who are pursuing multiple majors, are they taking longer to be in school, or does it kind of blend well in a 4-year plan? For me personally,
Yes,
it took me 5 years to do a double major, but
yeah,
definitely for
yeah.
some people.
Typically, they do take a little bit longer to graduate, or they're
Mm-hmm.
adding in courses in the summer.
Mm.
We, I think, even with our biology degree, out of the required credits we have for BS biology, 109 out of 120 are
Mm.
required in the degree. So if you're adding in another major and that major requires 90 credit hours, again, if they're not shared requirements, then you're kind of needing to add that on. So it's
Mm.
best if you know it early on. Um, yeah.
Mm.
Our students in the chat, can you, if you guys can put what majors you're thinking about, I can give you a little bit more detailed information.
Mm.
That's what we had to do summer. Yeah. So yeah, we help them plan to do classes in the summer a lot of times. So Inez wants to do marine biology.
Mhm. Yeah, she really likes the Hawaiian studies also. So we've been talking about double major. Let me see if I know what the other students. But yeah, students, if you know what your major you're interested in, why don't you drop it into the chat for Solimar, and then she can talk a little bit more about that. Um,
Yeah, Inez, I graduated with my degree in marine biology. Biology and math.
mm,
Nice. Nursing.
mm,
So nursing is in a different college as well.
mm,
Um, Students who through Manoa, if they want to go into nursing, um, they are pre-majors before they are formally accepted into the nursing program.
mhm,
But a lot of students who I would say maybe don't want to get a degree in nursing, have a change of heart towards the end. Maybe they were doing a biology degree. They'll look into the GEPIN program, which is the graduate
mm,
entry program into nursing. So
mm.
you just would need to have finished your bachelor's degree, and then they would get you your nursing qualifications. Um,
Yeah. Austin put into the Q&A, he's thinking about biology also.
Biology, yeah.
Mhm.
Is there a certain area of biology you all are interested in?
I know Gabby is planning to go into med school in the future. So, Gabby, if you want to talk more about that in the chat, feel free.
I'll tell you guys while Gabby's typing. I didn't put it in the chat or in the presentation, but we do have it's a supplementary advising office. You're not really required to go. It's PAC, our pre-health advising center, and they are the hub of everything for our pre-health students. So pre-PA, dental, PT, med school, pharmacy. They give you a lot of information on their webpage about some of the common prereqs that you need to do, and as well as connect you to some of those resources. So check them out if you're pre-health. Thanks for coming, Tina.
So Solimar, is it pretty easy to get an appointment with you folks if our students have additional questions to chat
Yeah,
with you?
it is. It is pretty easy. Since all of you are not accepted into to Manoa yet, you can send me an email and we can schedule an appointment. Generally, you'll get a faster response if you contact our front desk. Let me put our advising office link in here. We do get busy depending on the time of the year because there's only so many bodies in our office, and NatSci is one of the 3 largest colleges. So we have over 20, almost 2,300 students within our college.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah, we have
like
a lot of
4 advisors in your office, or
we have currently we have 3. Yeah.
Oh, that is a lot.
We have 3 advisors. So I put our advising webpage there for you all. We have a lot of information on our webpage. So much. All the activities. We also have an Instagram page where our student workers, they post everything, all of the opportunities. When we were in person, they would post free pizza in this courtyard. Come talk to faculty members and eat a free slice of pizza. Yeah, college kids love free food. Yeah,
I do really like your folks' Instagram page. It's very there's so many opportunities that just keep getting added there. So for our students, I dropped their Instagram into the chat. So start following them.
We're public, but usually during we also have a Facebook page too.
I'll drop
it's
that
a college
too.
Yeah, it's College of Natural Sciences, and everything that we post on Instagram we post on our Facebook. Yeah.
All right, friends.
I know I just saw your thing that you want to work with turtles. If turtles is the track you want to go, then you definitely need to join Manoa's Marine Option Program because they're connected with NOAA. And that's how our students at the Mnoa campus get opportunities through that. Yeah, medical anthropology is another common minor that I see students do. Thinking about minoring, majoring in math, chemistry, and others. Yeah, so Gabriel, you should probably, I mean, if you're almost done with your prereqs for med school, think about which courses excite you the most, and you should look more into the required, each of the majors required plans. When I help students kind of make a decision on which one, like which degree, I used to print out all of the program sheets, and then I would make them highlight the classes that they really wanted to take. And then I would sum up all of the classes that they would want to take, right? And be like, oh, well, it looks like you really want to take 12 out of the 15 required courses of biology and only 3 of the required courses in chemistry. Maybe we should do biology, right? And that can help you make a decision. But I like seeing something in front of my face. But you can also read about the course descriptions to learn more about what those classes are covering to see if those classes are interesting. Yeah, and some of the chemistry minor is only 3 classes short of a BA in chemistry. So if you're thinking about minoring in chem, I would say you could just add in 1 more summer and then you can get a multiple major in chem and then whatever else you're doing.
That's a really good tip. I didn't realize they were that close together.
Yeah. You have to go all the way up until physical chemistry, well, organic chemistry 1 and 2, and then you have your 15 additional courses required. So it's because that chemistry sequence is mostly a requirement for all of the upper division classes. So
Mm, mm. Thank you. Well, are there any last questions for Solimar? Jordan, did you have any questions? All right. Solimar, any last things to add before we close out?
no, I just wanted to thank you all for having me and listening to me talk today about Nat Sci. If you have any other questions, please just send me an email. I'm more than happy to talk.
Thank you so much for being here. So Lori had to jump off early, so I'll go ahead and close us out. And she also says thank you for joining us to Solimar. Yeah, thank you, students. Thank you, counselors and faculty who joined us today for our session. Our next Transfer Tuesday is going to be on March 2nd, and we're going to be having the art department joining us, as well as the Academy for Creative Media. So if you love those two majors, feel free to join us next time. Solimar is also going to be back on April 13th for a session with SOIST and Physical Sciences. So if you're interested in those majors, please come back for that as well.
I actually will be having I'll be passing the torch on to some of the department chairs. So we'll be doing a rapid fire. Yeah. So I won't be here for the April, but we'll have those other departments represented there.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks. I'll follow up with you for that, so we can schedule that. If anybody has any additional questions, feel free to stay on the call. Otherwise, we hope you have a great rest of your day.